And now we're going to use it. So I'm going to introduce our second panelist, and James and I will shut up. at least for now. At least for a moment. If you're looking for a magic wand that will bring droves of guests to your club, our next speaker doesn't have one. She does have for us, what she does have for us tonight are tips and a few tricks to improve the awareness of your club. It all starts with a spark of imagination, a mix in a little consistency, a wave of teamwork, and bibbidi bobbidi boo, you have a process to market your club. Please welcome our fairy godmother, our program quality director, Roberta Craig, with before, during, and after.
Hello, fellow nerdites and prospective nerdites. Yes, I love fairy tales, and unfortunately, I don't have a fairy tale ending for you. But instead, I have a process. And if you're expecting your fairy godmother or a fairy to help you out in the marketing process, you might end up looking like this. I don't think this guy's going to help us out that much. But we could possibly use his muscles, make him part of our team for the process of before, during, and after. Now, marketing your club event happens way before you actually decide on the event. In order to get people looking at your Facebook page, looking at your Eventbrite, at your LinkedIn, you need to set up a rhythm that brings them back to your website, brings them back to your Facebook page, brings them back to any social media that you have that you're utilizing to bring them to your club. So in Eventbrite, we're going to schedule our events, whether or not it's a regular event or a reoccurring event or a special event. But the process starts with your club website, making sure your homepage is up to date, at least for the current month, that your calendars are set with your agenda meeting times. So at least 3 to 6 months, have them set there that this is when your meetings are taking place, so that people can go to your website and see, oh, well, this is when I can expect these meetings. Have the agenda set up 4 to 6 weeks in advance so that your club members can sign up for roles, and that fellow members can then see what is happening. Your Facebook, you need to start marketing even before, or set up that rhythm even before you have your event scheduled. Some ideas is advertising or putting a post up there, not necessarily advertising, putting a post 3 to 5 times a week. I have just theme ideas for the days of the week: Member Mondays, Tip Tuesdays, Wow Wednesdays, Toastmaster Thursday, Fabulous Fridays. Not many people are checking Facebook during the weekends, or at least we hope that they are out having some fun. There might be a few of us checking on the weekends, but if you have at least that 3 to 5 week rhythm going on, folks are noticing that, oh, there's going to be something there for me to look at. So changing it up on a regular basis. And then on LinkedIn is deals more with professionals out there. So they're really checking for their agenda once to twice a week. So there's many Chamber of Commerce's have their Make It Monday forums. So posting on a Monday or on a Friday gets people in that rhythm of looking out in LinkedIn to look for your page on LinkedIn. So I had that Make It Monday, Follow Up Fridays. So now that you have this rhythm going in, then you put your Eventbrite event on those mediums. So for my club, one of the things that we do, not only do we have our reoccurring meeting as an Eventbrite event, we also have our special events. And where that helps out is that people are looking at Eventbrite on a regular basis. And when you set up those reoccurring events, it's going to put it out there on the Eventbrite calendar every time you have those events. The more awareness you create is what is going to eventually capture your audience. They say that it takes somewhere between 7 to 12 times of broadcasting a message before people are ready to receive it. They're in a position to finally receive that message. So having those repetitive, either your reoccurring meeting out there and then your special event, both of these events point to the same meeting link. So regardless of whether or not they registered for our reoccurring event or they registered for our special event, both of them are going to take them to the same meeting. How we do that for a reoccurring meeting, our club meets every other week. Maybe you're a club that meets just the first and third Monday of the month. Go ahead and schedule it out for the week, and then you can delete the weeks that you're not meeting. Now, when you're creating a reoccurring meeting such as that, I suggest only creating that reoccurring meeting for 3 to 6 months. Don't make it for the entire year. If you keep it to 3 months, then you have that chance of changing things up more readily. But you should have created your calendar at the beginning of your Toastmaster year, so you're able to put those dates in there. And then when you have your message, your marketing message that you're going to post out to through Eventbrite, I always like to, where it has summary, I like to have a question in there because that's the thing that they're going to see first. And having those questions are questions that people may have. And what you do then in your text follow-up is you answer the question. So in this case, I say, where do you want to take your career this year? That might get people thinking, oh, okay, it's not just Toastmasters. I'm thinking about my career. Maybe it's, do you need to develop your communication skills? Do you need to develop your communication style? Do you need to develop your leadership voice? So these are questions that you're prompting your audience to ask of themselves, and then you're helping them out by providing them a resource for the answer. And I'm trying to follow chat. If something pops up, please let me know. When you're creating either in Facebook or through Eventbrite, videos get noticed more than anything. Okay. If you're a Facebook person, what are the things that we stop and take a look at? Cat videos. Well, I wouldn't necessarily post cat videos on your Facebook page for your club, but hey, if that's what it takes to get people to stop and check things out, power for you. But the types of videos that can help out are those My Why videos. I know a couple of you are already cringing because you've heard me talk about My Why videos for the past 2 years, and guess what? You're going to hear me talk about My Why videos next year as well. My Why videos are an excellent opportunity to sell the proposition of Toastmasters. Get your club members to sell the proposition for you. And if you have folks that aren't into having their face broadcasted for videos, they could do a PowerPoint and make it into a movie that is their My Why. So they can have images that they're using. There's your wow factor videos. If any of you have ever looked at the Nerdmasters website, we have our wow factor video that we broadcast, or we debuted last year at the conference. We might need to freshen it up a little bit. Maybe after our Starry Little Nerds event, we can freshen it up. PowerPoint meeting ads. Toastmasters also has videos that you can push out there on those 5 days a week, those themes. So check out the Toastmasters video libraries. Also Toastmasters magazine. Every once in a while, their articles have a link to a new video. Post that video out there. So when you're reading your online magazine, check for where the videos are and post those out there. You can also post the articles out there to your Facebook page and LinkedIn. That gets people looking at your site over and over again. Then you can add a little flair, a couple of things that we talked about, where we can get some pictures. Toastmasters has branded images that you can utilize. Upsplash, Pixels, Pixabay. You can just Google free images. There's a whole bunch of them out there. These are the ones that I've used time and time again. And sometimes it's worth paying $12 for a 1 credit ad from, or 1 credit image from some sites. So you've created that background, and now when you post your Eventbrite event, and you could do this straight from the marketing overview page, and you scroll down, there's the upload or share on social. And you can share to Facebook, LinkedIn, those are the two that I usually use. There's Twitter, there's messengers. So there's all these options. All you have to do is just click on it. You have to be have an account through that social media platform, and it will post through your account. And then you can share that post to District 32, to your club's website or your club's Facebook page. So that's the easiest way to post those events out to social media. So as you can see, here was one that I posted out on Facebook quite some time ago. And this is a recent one that I posted out to LinkedIn. And I started it off with a question: what seeds have you planted for your career? So again, starting off with a question, then providing an answer. Okay, we've talked about the lead up, the before, then there's the during. What do you do? Okay, you've created this event, you published it, now what happens? And those are your email confirmations. We'll go through that. Email to attendees, email campaigns. That is a secret that has been kept, I think, by Eventbrite for quite a while, and it's time to use it. It's free as long as you're not sending out to 6,000 people every single month. And if you're doing that, okay, it's worth paying for that service. Update your homepage, solidify your agenda. This is what you're doing during the event. Campaign during the time that you've posted this event until you have the event. Push Eventbrite event once a week. If you're doing this 6 weeks in advance, 4 to 6 weeks in advance, you should be re-pushing that Eventbrite event out every single week. LinkedIn, push that event out. I suggest doing it on a Wednesday, because that's sort of midweek. You're doing your Make It Monday and your follow-up Friday post. If you don't use one of those, choose a midday week. And the reason why is that's when people are setting up their schedules for the following week. Any questions? I'm not quite sure if that's for me. Kismet and I are up to, okay. Oh.
Nerdy little cats.
nerdy little cats, I'm sorry. Customizing your emails for your confirmations. These are people have registered for your event and then they get a confirmation email. I like to point them to the club website, and that's what this, so between now and the time that they actually have the event, they can go out and check out the website. You can also have here is the link to the meeting. So if you're going to post your Zoom link, you can have that confirmation email say, click here to join the meeting on such and such date. So this is another place for you to post that information. So it's very important to have that confirmation email and have the reply to be an email address that somebody is monitoring, please. Not mine. Oops. And then, oops, sorry. And then you have your reminder notices that go out. You set those up one, maybe 2 days before the morning of. I like doing the morning of, especially if you have a midday meeting, and then 15 to 10 minutes before. So three reminders. And I'm getting the red flag, but I have a little bit more information. It's the most powerful piece. So I'm just going to go ahead and take over. Now you've created this event, you've posted it out, you've created these reminder emails. And do you feel like you're in a dark tunnel? Holding a light, hoping that somebody is going to see your event besides the fact that you've posted information on Facebook and LinkedIn. Marketing email. This is the biggest, best kept secret of Eventbrite. Not many people know about it. Eventbrite has connected with an email campaign.
Constant contact.
Constant contact that you can use to push out your events to a list that you've created. And where I have here, if you are wanting to push out to 6,000 people a day, hey, power to you. But for the majority of us Toastmasters, you know, if we have 50, 20 people, that's great. So you create a campaign, but first part is you need to create your list. So you're going to go in and select, create a list, give it a name, and then it gives you the option of how you're going to create the information. You can upload a spreadsheet, a CSV file with email address, first name, last name. So if you want to import your membership file into this, then you create a list for your members. If you have a list of prospects that you're creating, you can create that list of, import that list of prospects, or you can manually create that list of prospects. Just the email, address, first name, last name. And then you click to create a campaign, and it's pretty easy because all you have to do is click on the event and it creates from your Eventbrite setup to begin with. You add your subscriber list. For us, we have our Centerpoint members. We have a club that we're trying to bring over. Our district leaders, create a list for your district leaders and send them information on your events. And then your prospects. This is something that you could just keep adding on. A new feature that they have, and I will talk about a little later on, is the subscriber list. The people who have registered for past events, you can create a list of them. So we have our before, our during of things that we have to do, and then the after. You've had your event. It's hopefully the happily ever after. I'll try and wave my wand, but it's more of a process. And what you're doing is all follow-up, following up with your guests, updating your campaign subscriber list, and I'll show you that next, and then scheduling the next Eventbrite event. One of the things that we didn't really cover about on the tickets is you can create separate tickets, one for your members and one for guests. And the ones for guests, you're collecting more information. Hint, use the membership application as your framework for the questions that you're going to ask. So that way, when you're following up with them, you can give them a pre-filled out membership application, or at least you have all the information to follow up with them. And then to download your registers, the people that registered, you would go to your reports. There's this little tiny icon off to the side here that's reports. And then you can select your attendees. These are the people who subscribed to your event, and download all the custom questions. And then last but not least, import your subscribers. Those are the people who registered for your event. Now you can pull them in to your subscriber list and use that for your next email marketing campaign. Okay, you can export lists for prospects, etc., free toast hosts, yes. So you can put those in here. And then we have the finish line, the end of my presentation, but you'll notice that the finish line is right next to the start line, because you're going to start this process all over again. As I mentioned in the beginning, it's not that I don't have a magic wand to guarantee that people are going to come to your events. It's creating a process that your audience is going to eventually receive the message. They're going to finally be in the position that 7 to 12 times that you've given them the message, that they're ready to receive it and click on to register for your event.
Game over.